Hi guys, I'm Mr. Khor. I specialize in teaching SPM Biology, and today we'll be looking at Melaka 2021, Paper 2 Biology trial paper. Okay, guys, let's get started. Okay, so guys, let's look at the first question right away. Let's look at the first question right away. Okay, now normally at the start, they will ask something to do. Normally, they'll ask something to do with early topics of Form 4. But now I think based on the previous SPM, they can ask anything guys. Last time there was a sequence, they'll ask from Form 4 early topics and then followed by Form 5. But if you check out the SPM 2021 biology set, it could be any topic. Okay. So here we are dealing with Form 4 Chapter 2 at the start. Guys, structure R is obviously mitochondrial. And this is a very typical question. They ask you one adaptation. Now, there are many answers. I'll just show you all of it, guys. I'll show you all of it, and then you just decide to. Sorry, you can check which one, whether it matches your answer. If not, you need to. I would suggest you to remember 2 or 3, guys, for exam purposes. Normally we say inner membrane is folded to increase surface area in order to generate more energy. Guys, normally this is the case, okay? Normally this is the case, right? So guys, if you feel the need to copy, you may pause the lesson, okay? This discussion, and then because I need to move on, because for example, some of you may get it right. So if I read, then I'm wasting the time of this group of students. Okay, so guys, if you need to, you can just pause to copy any answer. So moving on, next question is something that came out before in SBP. I think 2019 or so. Okay, so guys, when you attempt this question, the very first step I would recommend you to do is to state what you can see. So the observation here is that the chili bend or curve outwards. Okay. So guys, the reason why is because tap water is hypotonic. Okay, guys, when outside is hypotonic, inside is hypertonic, water move in by osmosis. Okay, we say that tap water is hypo, meaning inside is hyper. Water move in, don't forget to mention, by osmosis. Vacuum expands, cell becomes turgid. So anyway, the first point is very important. Guys, first point is very important. Same goes to the second point. So I would say that if I were you, I'll answer these 4 points. I'll answer these 4 points. Yeah. All right. Okay. Next. Oops. Okay, moving on to question 2. We are looking at Form 4 Chapter 8. Form 4 Chapter 8. Easy question to begin with. What is P and Q? Guys, P is avulus while Q is lamella. P is avulus while Q is lamella. Okay. What's this? We need to explain one similar characteristic. So between these two, we always say there are many or numerous structure. Okay, the whole purpose is to increase the total surface area for gases exchange to take place. Now, normally exam would ask you for a one fact and one explanation. So guys, depends. You can say there are many, like for example, there are many alveoli. Here there are many filament, gill filament. So this increases the total surface area for gaseous exchange. If not, you can talk about blood capillaries. So the network of blood capillaries causes the transport of gases to be a lot more efficient. Okay? If not, yeah, the wall is one cell thick. Guys, normally I would recommend students to remember all in case they ask you in essay. So sometimes when we attempt trial paper, we must also bear in mind what if this question comes out in the form of essay. Okay. Next, emphysema is quite popular, guys. Please draw one star. Emphysema. So explain the effect. This one you can actually use a bit of common sense, guys. You can actually use a bit of common sense. Because alveoli is not its original state. So we say transport of gases is less efficient, less oxygen will reach body cells, the person will constantly feel tired. Okay, so here they kickstart by saying total surface area becomes smaller because not shrink lah, it is memang smaller than the original one. So less oxygen can move from alveolus into the capillaries. The person constantly feels tired. Guys, the person constantly feels tired. Okay, so any two lah, any two is fine. Any two is fine. Guys, moving on to question 3, we are dealing with a question from Form 4 Bab 11. Okay, so if you remember the outbreak of COVID-19, back then we call it Wuhan virus, then they changed name and then again lah. So okay, so this vaccine here has a direct relationship to your Form 4 Chapter 11. Guys, the first question here, they ask you what is a vaccine. You know, in Malaysia, we have an immunization program whereby a newborn gets BCG injection. Second month, what's the injection? Third month, let's say hepatitis B, so on and so forth. So what are we actually getting? What are the babies actually getting? So they are getting dead or weak pathogens. In the vaccine, it contains dead or weak pathogens in order to stimulate the body to produce antibodies. So guys, this is a form of artificial active immunity. Okay. This is wrong. Name the cells that produce the antibodies. Guys, lymphocytes produce antibodies. Lymphocytes produce antibodies. And here is where we mentioned the question just now. Immunity lasts for a long time. Immunity lasts for a long time. Okay. So based on diagram 3, why first and second dose rely on the schedule given. So if you look at Pfizer, 2 dose, the gap 21 days. Yeah, I bet most of you got this jab for students. Okay, then AstraZeneca, 2 jab, 28 days. Why take that number of days? Guys, why take that number of days? Because if you remember, during the first jab, guys, during the first jab, what we learned in chapter 11 is it can go up, but slow and steady, it can drop. So before it drops, we quickly give a second dose, a second jab for it to go up real quick. So we say that during the first injection, antibody concentration is low because your body takes time. Your body takes time for the lymphocyte to produce antibodies. The moment the person gets a second jab, suntikan kedua, it will go up real quick and this will exceed the This will exceed the immunity level, guys. This will exceed the immunity level. Okay. So please take note of this question. Please take note of this question. Now, question 4, guys. Name the hormone produced. Name the hormone produced in Q and S. So Q is thyroid gland. S is adrenal gland. Thyroid gland produce thyroxine. Adrenal gland, adrenaline. Adrenal gland, adrenaline. Okay. Wow, long question. Wow, this is very long. Okay, Mr. Ahmad was diagnosed with diabetes. Actually, guys, please add in diabetes mellitus. Because here, in our syllabus, we learn 2 types of diabetes. Diabetes mellitus, diabetes insipidus. So have to be a bit specific. So he take diabetes medicine every day. One day he was rushed to the hospital because he took excessive medicine. Why? Explain why excessive intake of this medicine cause hypoglycemia. Guys, this is more of a K-BAT question. This is more of a K-BAT question. Now, coming back to the roots of diabetes. Kenapa seseorang boleh dapat diabetes mellitus? How does a person contract diabetes mellitus? Kencing manis. Because pancreas cannot produce insulin. Insulin. Because they cannot produce insulin, means excess glucose cannot be converted to glycogen. So the medication, guys, the medication is to stimulate the production of insulin. Okay, so very first point, so patients with diabetes, they have to take this medicine in order to increase insulin content. Okay. This one is, I think, E2 is still okay lah. Now, if we don't adjust the dose of medication according to changes, means, guys, actually is something like this. If you eat more, you have to take a little bit more lah. You get what I mean? Because if you eat more, then there'll be more glucose in your body. You need a bit more insulin. Okay, so if you don't eat that much, but you take a lot of medication, it will greatly lower your blood glucose level. Why? Because converting excessive glucose to glycogen. Okay. So you can just take note, guys. This is a K-BAT. This is a K-BAT question. Now, this K-BAT question, they join to Form 5, Chapter 5, Response in Plants. Yeah, surprisingly, seldom I see questions do that. Normally, they try to stick to the same, like Form 4, Form 4, Form 5, Form 5 lah. Okay, Y radical grows towards Y. Guys, revision, why it grows towards Y? Because of gravity, auxin is pulled downwards. I better label this the root, because whenever boys see something long, they get a bit, I'm worried they get excited lah. So, because of gravity, auxin is pulled downwards. But if you remember, at the root special case, guys, I'm sure your teacher taught you root special case. The more the auxin, the less the elongation. So if I were to use another color, the top portion will elongate more than the bottom portion. That's why grow downwards. Okay, guys, the answer is quite long. I'll explain to you. Let me show you the whole thing. So due to gravity, auxin is pulled towards the bottom side of the roots. Now, this is one important point. It inhibits cell elongation. Guys, the more the auxin, the lesser the elongation. So lower part, Lower part elongate lesser, top part elongate more. So that's why it bends downwards. Okay, that's why it bends downwards. Guys, I realize so far this particular set, they give a lot of they give fewer questions, but they want longer answers lah. If you have seen my other sets, they give a lot of short answer question. Short answer question. Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, this is one more point. Okay, so it grows towards gravity lah. Guys, they grow towards gravity. Okay, next. Form 4 Bab 13. Form 4 Bab 13. Label R and S. PCT collecting duct. PCT proximal convoluted tubule. Proximal convoluted tubule. Then S is collecting duct. Guys, S is collecting duct. Okay, this question here that you are looking at now is a very common question in a sense. Normally percubaan they keep asking one. Percubaan they keep asking. So when they ask for one difference between R and S, what should your first answer be? This type of question, what should your first answer be, guys? Okay, you should state that R got more amino acid and glucose compared to S. Wow, sir, like this can get free marks. Yeah, because they say there's a difference, but they didn't say what. Okay, so this is simply because reabsorption occurred in R. Better for you to state where? From the, into the blood capillaries. Okay, into the blood capillaries. Yeah. A very common question, guys. Draw one star. Draw one star. So when they ask you for difference, state the difference. State the obvious. 3 marks, guys. Just take. Just take. Okay, next. Kangaroo rats. Okay. from my looks, you know lah. Kangaroo rats live in the desert, have very long loop of Henle. So explain the effect of production of urine. So guys, because long loop of Henle, there's more water reabsorption, less urine produced. More water reabsorbed back into the body because they want to store more water. So less water is released out, less urine. Okay, quantity of urine is lesser. Okay, because more water is reabsorbed due to the high surface area. Okay, and the next one is very simple. Healthy kidney, guys. Regular exercise. Yeah, don't take too much salty food. Drink at least 3 glasses of water. 3 glasses. 8 glasses of water per day. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So normally for this type of question, because I said this once before, there are, I don't know, tens of thousands of students who take SPM Bio. I'm not surprised even if there's nearly 80 to 100,000 students who take Bio lah. Every year got 400,000 SPM candidates. Okay, so factor in a pool are art class students, factor in there are pure science, sub-science students. I think about 80 to 100,000 students take biology, not all think alike. So normally in SPM schema, you will get such note. Okay, markers have to accept suitable answers. Okay, unless you get a marker that's not so logical. A bit, okay, never mind. Okay, guys, question 6 here. Name cell M. This is palisade mesophyll cell. Let me rewrite this. Palisade mesophyll cell. Okay, palisade mesophyll cell. Guys, draw one star. Very common question as well. There are many answers. You can say they are arranged very closely. They are very packed with chloroplasts, so more sunlight will be absorbed. Okay, like I said, a lot of chloroplasts, more sunlight will be absorbed. Or you can say they are arranged very closely. Same thing, to absorb more sunlight. Guys, to absorb more sunlight. Okay, next. So, okay, Met Malaysia, if you have seen before, it refers to our meteorological department, meaning they forecast, they carry out weather forecast I'm not sure when you're watching this, but of late they have been warning people about the 3 to 6 months of heavy rainfall at the end of 2022 lah, at the end of 2022 to just in case there's flooding and stuff like that. Okay, so guys, explain the effect of cloudy weather on agricultural production. This is not your typical usual question. This one you have to really think quite a bit. So guys, I always teach my students to interpret this way. When you see the word agriculture, guys, when you see the word, how come my pen got no ink? I mean, got ink, but I can't get the. Okay, never mind. I stick to this. So if you see the word agriculture, think of sunlight. Think of photosynthesis, because green plants need sunlight to carry out photosynthesis. So I need you to think, if cloudy weather, is it good for the plants? Definitely no, because less sunlight, less photosynthesis, less crop yield, less energy can be produced, less starch. Okay, so they start with this. Less starch can be produced because light intensity is low, less light can be absorbed. They brought in the process of photosynthesis. Less organic compound. Okay, I think yeah, why not? But you don't need to mention this. This one only. All right. Okay, Mr. Abu is a modern farmer engaged in agricultural activities. He makes drainage in his garden as a source of water for his plants. Suggest one way so that water source is free from chemical waste. Guys, can you please highlight this? Water source is free from chemical waste means phytoremediation. Okay, you get 1 mark if you mention phytoremediation. Now I would, yeah, here they award 1 mark for either one, but if it's me, I would take out water hyacinth as another point. Water hyacinth will accumulate these chemical substances, and this will produce safe water source. Okay, safe water source. Safe water source. All right. Okay, question 7 is to do with Form 4, Chapter 14. Form 4, Chapter 14. Now, what's the first one? Oh, draw an arrow. Okay. Draw an arrow. So at the very top, this is let me see. At the very top. Now X is odontoid lah. Guys, I can identify this as odontoid. So odontoid means this is axis. Axis means it's the second vertebra. Okay, axis means it's the second vertebra. It will join to this. This is the atlas. And this is a normal cervical. Guys, if you remember, first 7 are cervical because they have this transverse foramen. I'm coloring the transverse foramen. So what's the function of transverse foramen? Allow arteries to pass through. Okay. Now, so Okay lah, okay lah. All right. Now, cervical vertebra T has X structure. Guys, X is the odontoid process. They allow that vertebra, which is axis, to join to atlas. This allows movement of the head. Membenarkan pergerakan kepala to the left, to the right. Okay, this allows that movement. Oh, the cause of osteoarthritis, lacking cartilage. You can say wear and tear of cartilage. You can say not enough synovial fluid. Okay. Actually, they're asking the same thing, don't you think? They're asking the same thing. So the answers. In SPM, this won't happen. They won't give the same answer for the same question. So within the same soalan, sir, how come both the answer is A? Let's say this one A, that one A. Confirm one of it is wrong. All right. So what are the symptoms and its effect on the movement? So hard to move, guys, hard to move. Hard for the finger to move. Okay, this one draw one star. There are many answers. You can either go for physiotherapy. Okay, physiotherapy. If let's say you write lack synovial fluid, have to go for injection to add fluid to the joint. Oh, there are many answers. Okay, guys, but depending on what you wrote, you can write physiotherapy, injection of joint fluid. This one I don't quite recommend. Okay. Guys, the last structure question that we're looking at here is to do with Form 5 Bab 11. Mother's genotype. Mother's genotype. Now, mother's genotype, mother, hemophilia. Guys, always remember, hemophilia is a sex-linked disease. Sex-linked means it relates to the sex chromosome. It relates to the sex chromosome. Carrier female. Carrier female. I straight away know the answer already. Because carrier is big H, small h. Then father, father is normal. Nothing to check. Okay, nothing to check. Yeah, they just require you to know the colored box, what it means. Okay, so father X big H Y, mother carrier X big H X small h, X big H Y. So this one is X big H X big H. Second one X big H X small h, X big H Y X small h Y. So guys, like this you should get full marks. Like this you get full marks. The same. That is the same, guys. It's the same. Okay, next. This is Form 5 Bab 13. Hemophilia patient. Guys, this is a genetic disease. So what can we do? If you did watch the previous set, I think Selangor set, gene therapy. We carry out gene therapy. Any genetic disease, you have to state by using gene therapy. It is a form of genetic engineering. Okay, gene therapy, it is a form of genetic engineering. This is a discontinuous. Guys, this is a discontinuous variation. Oh, what's the cost, guys? Form 5 Bab 12. This is from Form 5 Bab 12. At the end of Form 5 Bab 12, you'll see gene mutation. Gene mutation is what causes this disease of hemophilia. Okay? It causes this clotting factor to not be produced. Okay. Okay, so moving on to the optional essay question. When I say optional means you have to choose one and not whether you want to choose to do both or not lah. Okay, guys, the first one here is to do with Form 4 Bug 5 lah. Okay, because Form 4 Bug 5 metabolism and enzyme, we're obviously looking at the first part, metabolism. So guys, X is anabolism, Y is catabolism. Okay, so any for so actually by just stating X is anabolism, Y catabolism, you already get 2 marks. Anabolism means formation, the synthesis of molecules. Give one example. While Y catabolism is a process of breaking down. Okay, give one example. Guys, I would suggest you to draw 3 stars. Memorize this for exam purposes. Memorize this. If they come out, it's 3 marks. The whether it's 4 marks, whether it's 6 marks, it's all in hand. Okay. In fact, even the next one, guys, it's so direct. I don't quite get why you wouldn't want to choose this. Guys, this is formation of extracellular enzyme. So I'll just go through real quick because there's nothing out of the blue. Ribosome synthesized protein, enter rough ER. Okay, it forms a transport protein. Transport protein, or better still, transport vesicle, will carry the protein which carries the protein, move towards Golgi, fuse with it. Golgi will modify the protein. Sorry, yeah. Golgi modifies so let me change a little bit. Modifies protein into enzyme, packs it, and transports it. Okay, modify protein into enzyme, packs it, and transport it. So it will move to the plasma membrane to release the enzymes. Guys, we can give some examples. So any 6 will help you to score these 6 marks. Any 6 of these will help you to score these 6 marks. This is legit memorize and vomit out kind of process. No K-bar, no special application and whatnot. Okay, Amina is 140 kilo. Okay, not fat shaming, I'm just reading it just with a different tone. So she has chronic knee pain. Guys, normally people with heavier body would suffer leg or knee problem. So she wants to have such surgery. How? So the gastric pouch joins to the jejunum. Okay. Normally, right, this kind of question, a bit like balanced diet lah, guys. What I'm trying to say is normally they'll give you schema whereby there's agree or disagree lah. Okay. All right. So guys, I'll just show you. If you agree, this method. If you agree with this method, is simply because she's too heavy. So this is to reduce her weight drastically and therefore improving quality of life. Improving quality of life. Okay. Yeah, it reduces the amount of food that enters. So she'll eat lesser. There are some short-term effects, obviously. But if you disagree, you say that we can use other methods such as diet with low calories, exercise more, eat lesser. Okay, and guys, factoring in the cost, is not cheap to carry out any surgery lah. High cost. Okay, then you can talk about the effects as well. Effects. Okay. Okay. Now, I mean, this question, for example, if you are wondering, sir, which one would you recommend? It's very 50-50 lah. So guys, I leave it to you. I leave it to you to decide which one you prefer more. Okay. Right. Okay, and then there's a follow-up question as well. So if she's not going to go for the surgery, how's the eating plan, guys? Low carbo, low fat, more vegetables, more fruits, more protein. Yeah. Okay. Reduce carbohydrate intake, low calorie food, avoid processed food, more whole grain, more vegetable. Okay. Any four, guys? Any four? Any four? Okay. Okay, next. Guys, question 10 is to do with Form 5, Chapter 9. Form 5, Chapter 9. Yeah, Form 5, Chapter 9, mangrove. Yeah, mangrove. Explain how plant tree P is replaced. So guys, if you're familiar with the process, we say that over time, they will trap mud, they'll trap organic matter, the land become higher, becomes more suitable for the next one. So Q will succeed P as the dominant species. Okay, so they have prop roots, and this causes mud to be trapped, sedimentation occurs, riverbank become higher, drier, so it becomes more suitable for tree Q, then succeed as the dominant. It will move in to succeed tree P as the dominant species. Okay, because Rhizophora is a species, then Bruguiera is a species on its own. Okay, wow, long question. World Mangrove Day, July 26th each year. Public awareness. Okay. Poster. What is the importance? Yeah, main point is this. Why is it important to preserve mangrove swamp? Guys, I always tell students, when it comes to mangrove, there are 4-5 things you have to study. The process, like just now, the problems faced by plants, the adaptation. Okay. And one more will be this, importances. So these four, so here obviously they're asking for importances. Guys, they are a natural habitat for small organisms, natural barrier for, let's say, tsunami, and then they supply wood. Okay, there are many answers. There are many answers. Guys, I will show you all of it. As a protection zone, they are considered a natural barrier. And also for aquatic organisms. I feel this one is not too important. In terms of forestry resources, they supply wood, and mangrove wood can produce charcoal. Why they call it renewable resource is because you can plant the trees again, guys. Okay, fishery, like I mentioned just now, the aquatic organisms, right? They can be a source of income for fishermen. Okay, source of income for fishermen. Now, from the perspective of food and medicine, guys, you can have a look. There are many answers. There are many, many answers. So it's just 5 marks. So I think you can memorize 6 points. 6 points for 6 points for exam. 6 points for exam. Okay. Okay, guys. B2. Based on the above, explain how greenhouse effect occur. So they are showing the increase in temperature over time. Okay, so greenhouse effect occurred due to greenhouse gases. That must be your first point. Greenhouse effect, guys, is due to greenhouse gases. Why greenhouse gases? Because all these are the greenhouse gases. Because of greenhouse gases. So talk about the process. Sunlight enter, light is reflected back to the atmosphere. Not only that, the heat will be trapped. Heat will be trapped. And in the long run, it will be absorbed by greenhouse gases. Okay, this prevent infrared from being reflected. Human activities also increase the concentration of these gases, and ultimately temperature rise, leading to greenhouse effect and also global warming. Okay, and also global warming. Still okay lah, guys. This is from Form 5, Chapter 10. Form 5, Chapter 10. Okay, the last part of question 10, guys. What qualifies for a building to be a green building? Okay, I'll show you the answers first. I'll tell you which one is slightly better. So we have 8 points here, guys. We have 8 points here. Okay, what makes these buildings a green building? So you can mention garden landscape. A mirror can reflect, reduce heat build up. Okay. Using low volatile organic compound or formaldehyde-free materials. Recycled materials. Number 6, sometimes some students might find it hard to write. Provide large open spaces to release low or zero greenhouse gases. Solar panel, right? Solar panel. I think maybe this one, if you find it hard to write, also it's okay, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are the 5 I would think it's more important for you all. Because sometimes points like point 6, it makes sense when you read it, guys. It makes perfect sense when you read the answer. Tapi bila nak tulis sendiri dalam Dewan Peperiksaan, memang sangkut. You get stuck. Oh, so I roughly know the idea, but very hard to pen it. Because why? This is not your language. Not your language means not what you're used to writing. Okay. Okay, guys, we have finally come to the final question. I think so far we have spent about an hour already. I think so. Okay, guys, let's look at this. Form 5, sorry, Form 4, Buck 15. Explain the effects of serious injury of pituitary gland. Guys, there are 4 hormones that you have to know. It's all stated here: LH, FSH, estrogen, as well as progesterone. This is a K-bar question. What happens if pituitary gland got injury? So you must be able to identify that, oh, pituitary gland releases FSH, LH. Therefore, the functions cannot be carried out. Okay, cannot secrete FSH. Follicles cannot develop. Graafian follicle cannot be formed. No LH, guys, no LH or low LH, no ovulation, because LH is what causes ovulation. LH is what causes ovulation. Yeah. Yeah, everything don't have lah. No fertilization. Because guys, because follicles are the one that release estrogen, then corpus luteum release progesterone. So we say no progesterone, no estrogen is being released. No fertilization, no corpus luteum, no implantation. So many answers. Many answers. Okay, menstruation cycle, menstrual cycle stop is an early sign of suggest one accurate method to know how the woman was pregnant. Guys, the only if someone asks you what's the best way to know whether I'm pregnant, guys, sure it is pregnancy test. Sure it's pregnancy test. You don't need this one on UPT. Because when a woman is pregnant, HCG will be high. Human chorionic gonadotropin hormone is high. This will be detected in the urine produced by. So do pregnancy test because HCG is high during early stages of pregnancy due to implantation. This one, the one. This can be detected in the urine of a pregnant female. Guys, I think these 5 points will be sufficient. These 5 points are sufficient. Okay, finally, oh, that's still another C. Okay, guys, B, explain differences in terms of flower structure, fertilization, seed and fruit development, all this here. So papaya, papaya tree A, B, you can see B is growing better. B is growing a bit better. Anyway, between A and B, a bit hard to. They do have stamen, guys. You can see clearly, they do have stamen. Stamen is the male part. Here got male and female part. Here got male and female part. So, this is the first one. So male part, male part. We call it the stamen. Okay. Here got both stamen and carpel. Guys, what is stamen? Stamen refers to filament, anther and filament. The female papaya tree have the female parts and also the male part. They're quite flexible, whether you just write female or both male and female also they accept. This one produce pollen, some produce embryo site and pollen. So they basically want you to differentiate male and female plant. Okay, not done yet. That's not done yet. So because there's only male part, there's no pollination, but when got both male and female, pollination does occur. No double fertilization, this one got double fertilization. No pollen tube, this one got pollen tube. The rest is all the points to do with double fertilization. And because for papaya plant B, fertilization, double fertilization did occur, therefore ovule becomes the seed, ovary becomes the fruit. It's basically just talking about the whole process, but in comparison form, guys, in comparison form. Yeah, and finally, the last one here, newspaper clipping shows the government's effort in improving agriculture again. So, guys, what is the method of storing seed? Oh, this one is a bit tough, guys. Draw one star. Now, normally these seeds, they are stored at cold temperatures. Okay. Oh, here they write low temperature. Okay, this is to preserve genetic diversity. To preserve genetic diversity. To carry out what more plant research, plant breeding. And because of this, guys, extinction can be avoided or prevented. Seeds can survive a long time and then it does have a higher survival chance. Okay. This one better draw 2 stars. Might be a bit challenging for some. Okay. Okay, guys, that's all for Melaka Biology 2021. I'll see you in the next set. Okay, guys, cheers and good luck.